John, they won the first 10 games last season. They haven't really. Well, they have played Chelsea away, and they played well and they won the match. But they still don't have what you might call a rock solid defence. Otamendi played on Saturday, and Delph had to play left back because Mendy's out for the season. Fabian Delph is a midfield player from Aston Villa. He's a useful player.
He's played really well at left back.
He has done, yeah. He's a useful player. And what do you think of the start they've made, and particularly that result?
Well, I think if you go back on last season when they made the start they did, I don't think they played any of the top teams, and he was playing the goalkeeper, overdoing it, as we said last season. He also had sometimes had the fullbacks playing in midfield that were weird decisions in my opinion, and he's not doing that anymore.
No,
the goalkeeper looks very solid. He looks very, very good. They're not planning to put the fullbacks under pressure. They've got a fairly settled. Actually, two fullbacks. I know they come back forward at the right time. So I think it's a different team altogether. I mean, he's brought a couple of players in.
And Liam referred to De Bruyne. Now, De Bruyne has been around with Chelsea when Mourinho was there. Mourinho let him go. Never really had a position. He was kind of playing wide on the right of a three. He was floating around. But this season, Guardiola has given him the responsibility of being effectively the playmaker. He's playing it very central in the side, and he's playing really well.
Yeah, he's I think I read the paper this morning that he's one of the greats, and I think it's a bit early to say that. I think he has it in him now, the way he's playing, to become one of the great players, and he's been outstanding this season. There's no doubt about that, Eamon. I think if you go back to Chelsea, when did he leave Chelsea? 3 years, 4 years ago?
4 years ago, yeah.
So he was only a kid.
Yeah.
And if you're playing in the position that he's playing in now, which is a very, very responsible position, it's very, very, very difficult to do it when you're 21. And I think he's grown into it now, along with Guardiola's help, to encourage him to do it, to help him in his positional sense. There's no doubt in his abilities to deliver the ball and do all the various things. He's always been able to do that. It's a different thing when you're playing and controlling the game in the middle of the field. You have to be mature enough to do it. You have to have the mentality to do it, and you have to have the backing and the encouragement of the manager to do it. So they've all combined to make him the player that he is now. Now, it's early on in the season, Eamon.
Yes.
He'll really be tested even further when it comes to the big matches, whether it be Manchester United away, Liverpool, all the big matches. Or tonight, when it needs to be done. Now, at the moment, they're on a roll, and it's brilliant. And they did similar situations last year against West Ham, and that they beat teams like no other teams can beat them. I mean, Stoke are not a good team, but there's nobody beating them 7-2.
No.
And they're capable of doing that. Now, there's more tests to come along to see are they going to be good enough at the back. If De Bruyne are going to do what he did against the top teams in the big matches, they're all tests that we have to see. I would be very optimistic about the future. I think it's genuine what he's doing. I think they can get better, and I think they will get better as they go along. It's
interesting, Liam, isn't it, that Mourinho was very happy to let De Bruyne go back to Germany.
Yeah, well, he doesn't believe in young players, Eamon. You don't see any young players really getting a goal for Manchester United. He didn't see it when he was in his period of time at Chelsea. And De Bruyne probably had ability then and had promise. Mourinho said, well, he's not for me. He's looking at a project for 2 or 3 years, and if a kid is in there, he's not looking at developing that kid.
Yeah.
He would rather have experienced players who have a lot of games under their belt playing in his team. That's always been his way. And that is another reason that I don't think he fits Manchester United.
Right.